Hello and welcome to the Friday edition of the Owatonna Today Show. My name is Betty Johnson, your host. Glad to have you along. And what we like to do on Fridays is thank all the great people who make our programs possible, and those are our supporters. And those people, beginning with our premier supporters, are the City of Owatonna, along with Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County, and the United Way of Steele County. Our primary supporters include Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Coda Living, Community and Park Place Senior Living, and the Little Theater of Owatonna. Lots of interlude supporters, and they are Abraham Consulting Technologies, Brenda Bednar Mortgage, Glenn Megger and Tim Thomas of the Brick Megger Funeral Home and the Medford Funeral Home, along with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clare Bridge of Owatonna. Also, some of our interlude supporters include Carlson Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care Professionals, Clancher & Sons Landscaping and Concrete, and Napa Auto Service. Also, Owatonna Business Incubators, Perfinium Financial, R&K Electric, Snap Fitness, the Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Incorporated Video Productions, and TPS Insurance. And as always, we are looking for more supporters of the show, and if you are a business and would like to be an underwriter and would like more information about becoming an underwriter, all you need to do is contact Leanne at 390-5751. A great program lined up for you once again today. We're going to be welcoming Julie Anderson from Steele County Transitional Housing. They're having their End Homelessness fundraiser coming up. And then the United Way of Steele County, they have a wonderful video that Leanne produced for them, their campaign 2013, and we're going to be showing you that in our second segment. And when we come back, we'll be talking with Julie Anderson, so don't go away.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltfett of Horizon Eye Care Professionals, eye care you can trust. We're proud supporters of Owatonna Today.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
You're on. We are with Julie Anderson now from Steele County Transitional Housing. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, this is fundraising season, and of course, you do need to raise funds as well. Steele County Transitional Housing is not an easy job, and we were talking beforehand that, believe it or not, you help homeless, and
Absolutely.
we don't see them just because we don't see somebody walking down the street pushing a cart or a bag lady. It doesn't mean that we don't have homelessness in Steele County.
Absolutely. Well said. The proverbial person under the bridge is part of the scene of homelessness, but that is not entirely what we're seeing. Many people have kind of a mythical image in their mind of a homeless person. Most of what we see in Steele County at transitional housing is actually kind of hidden to the community. People who are homeless often want to stay under the radar. So just because you cannot see it doesn't mean it's not there. Typically what we see in our agency is people who are homeless because of domestic violence or because of the economy. Very often a change in their financial situation. They might have lost a job. And it's mostly families. It's mostly people with children. And a lot of these people are doing what we call couch hopping, which means they're going from home to home to home, staying with friends or family. Many times the friends and family are living in crowded apartments. The others are not welcome on the lease because it's crowded. And there are families that just are forced to say, look, I'm sorry, I'm going to lose my housing if I house you for an additional night. So from night to night to night, families are having to stay in different homes. Now that's what we're seeing, but we're also seeing some very profound homelessness, some what we call chronic homelessness, where people are living in their cars. People do live in places that are uninhabitable, places like fish houses, cars. Sometimes in the summer and in the fall, you'll see them living outside in hidden places, park benches, but also sometimes trees, and in very, very uninhabitable spaces. The other other phenomenon is we're seeing a lot of people that just are having to bounce from place to place. Now, when you think about homelessness, you think of the man under the bridge. Really, where you're actually going to find them is libraries, public libraries, laundromats, people living in department store parking lots. So a lot of our stores that are in the community,
a shelter.
They live in that area now. Walmart has a very, very generous policy of allowing people to stay in their parking lot overnight. So you'll find homeless people living in their cars in those parking lots. We had a mother who was pregnant and a husband, both of them working. I want to be very clear about that. They were very, very much employed, and their 2 children and their cat living in a car.
Really?
Outside the Walmart parking lot. So this is what we're seeing in Steele County. It's not the stereotype of a person who's abusing alcohol living under a bridge. People are homeless for a number of reasons. Sometimes it is chemical dependency, but more often than not, it's people that are underemployed and cannot make ends meet, or they're unemployed because of the economy, or they're fleeing a situation that's unhealthy in the home, like domestic violence.
So they come to you. How do they get to you?
Typically, people will call the Steele County Human Services Office. They will meet with them and try to avail themselves of the various resources so that we will get referrals from Human Services. We also receive referrals from the churches in town. Sometimes the schools have an enormous problem with homelessness. Last year, over 100 children were homeless who were enrolled in the Owatonna School District. The social workers do it at least. The numbers vary from time to time.
That is something that I don't think we realize.
People don't realize
we say it's
it.
hidden, and we don't want to think about it.
No.
We say it can't be here. We don't want to think
Can't
about
be.
it, so we
Can't
don't
happen to
worry
me.
about it. Yeah.
Can't happen to me, so therefore it doesn't exist. So that's a very human reaction. It's easier to look away. It's very real. And people who are homeless often want to stay under the radar because they're afraid of what might happen if people discover that they're homeless. They're afraid someone's going to take their children away, for example.
Of course.
Very common. So we get referrals from the schools. We get referrals from other nonprofit agencies, from the churches. And sometimes people will look us up in the phone book. And the hard part, the beautiful part of my job, Betty, is that I get to help people get into housing. And there's nothing more rewarding than when I can walk a family across a threshold and see that mom or dad get the keys to their new apartment and know that they're going to be safe. The tough part of my job is when they call and I have to put them on a waiting list and say, well, you're one of 30 families we're going to put on a waiting list, and when there's an opening, a funding slot that's available, we'll call you. So that's the hard part. Yes.
In other words, you're very limited.
We are somewhat, and the way that our agency works, of course, is that we provide first month's rent and damage deposit for families, and then we will continue to pay a portion of the rent every month for up to 2 years according to income. So every month that calculation changes, because if the family's earning more income, then we'll pay a little bit less and they'll pay a little bit more. So that varies, and the goal is that by the time the family leaves our program, they are self-sufficient. They've been working and or going to school. A lot of times if people aren't working, they're going to Riverland Community College, for example, and getting the skills they need to become self-sufficient. So the funding needs to be there so that we can pay for their rent and damage deposit. And we do receive funding from some federal grants and, of course, from the United Way for our operations. And I cannot say enough about the United Way Steele County and the work that the United Way has done to help our agency and to partner with our agency so that we can serve these families.
But you have people on the waiting list, so you always need more funds.
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely.
And that's why you have fundraisers.
Exactly right. We need the funds in order to keep people in housing and in order to get families into housing. And we've had tremendous support from the community. I can't emphasize enough what a difference that makes. We have 23 families in our program right now that are receiving case management on an ongoing basis, learning how to budget, learning how to pay down on their debt, saving money, working with our case managers so that they can become self-sufficient and so that they can access the various services in the community like food support. And I have to tell you that case management is the heart of our program. Having that case manager in their house every other week or their rental property, typically they rent houses or apartments. Working with these families makes all the difference, and we couldn't do it without the funding and the support of donors here in our county.
I imagine the job is the big deal. That's why they're homeless. They don't have the job or the means of support to do that. So now, do you have a designated apartments, or you did different apartments?
Different apartments. This is the other beauty of the agency, is that we employ something called scattered site leasing, which means that the landlord and the tenant share the lease. And so we're not the leaseholder. We provide the case management and we provide the rental subsidy. Part of the rent is paid for every month. So we'll send a check to the landlord. But the beauty is that the tenant then learns how to be a renter and how to be a responsible renter. And I tell you, the clients that we work with are tremendous at keeping house most of the time, better than I do, Betty. And I have to tell you, I can learn a lot from them. So, giving people the opportunity, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Right. Giving people the opportunity to be the leaseholders gives them that responsibility and that sense of ownership.
Accomplishment, too.
Absolutely.
I'm on my way up.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it. And then the goal is that when we stop subsidizing, so in the 2 years or so, some people really do settle in sooner than the 2 years. They don't always need the 2 years. But when we stop the subsidy, they're self-sufficient. And they often just transition in place. They just keep paying the landlord, and they just stay where they are, and they continue their lease, and all as well. And we continue to work with them very closely to make sure that they're honoring that lease.
Now, are those apartments furnished, or do you have to
They typically are not. It's typically not a case where they're furnished. We will partner with the Salvation Army to make sure that they have the furnishings that they need.
You are interdependent. Agencies too, yeah.
Very much. We could not function without the work of Salvation Army, without the work of the Hospitality House for Men, the Lily Sparrow House for Women, Steele County Human Services, SEMCAC, a number of agencies. Food Shelf is a huge partner. So yes, we are all interdependent, very much.
So now you do have your fundraiser coming up.
Yes. On November the 19th, I can't emphasize enough how excited we are. It will be held at 7 o'clock in the morning.
It's a breakfast.
It is a breakfast. I want to make sure everybody knows, hey, we're going to get you in and out in an hour. 7 o'clock, we'll get everybody back to work. But we're going to be at the Owatonna Holiday Inn. It is a free breakfast, and then we ask people to make a contribution at the end of the breakfast. It's very much a personal decision, but we allow people the opportunity to make a contribution if they so wish. And that, again, is November the 19th at 7 a.m.
And one of your success stories is being featured on the United Way video that we are going to be viewing coming up.
Absolutely. Herminia Becker was in our program 3 years ago, and she is now nearly completed her time at Riverland Community College with a nursing degree. She's working at the Owatonna Care Center. She is a wonderful mother, wife, community supporter, and she will be also speaking at our breakfast on November the 19th. She'll be in our United Way video, which will be featured in a moment here on the Owatonna Today Show.
Well, we wish you continued, success. I mean, it takes a lot of people to run that program, so you definitely need funds so we don't have anybody on the waiting list.
Right. We want to wipe out that waiting list.
Exactly.
So we want to wipe out homelessness.
If somebody wants to make a contribution, how can they send a contribution
please
to you?
give us a call at 446-9315. Again, 507-446-9315, and we will follow up, and we can't thank the community enough for their ongoing support.
Great, Julie. Thank you for stopping by
Thank you so
today.
much, Betty. I appreciate it.
And we're going to view that United Way video right when we come back, but first we're going to take that break, so don't go away.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty. And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna. And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Don't let the cold winter weather stop you from exercising. Keep up your fitness program at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. We offer a variety of different membership packages available on daily, monthly, and yearly basis. We also have a variety of programs and services to help the newest of members get started and to help those who have been around for a while improve on what they are doing. The Tennis and Fitness Center participates in insurance reimbursement programs with a variety of different insurance providers that could make you eligible for up to $20 credit each month. For more information about the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, call us at 444-4290.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hi, I am Dr. Amy Swain from Amy Swain Hearing Centers, and for more than 20 years I have been helping people hear better. It has been a very rewarding experience, but so many people put off getting help with their hearing. Clients often tell me they wish they had started wearing hearing aids sooner as their quality of life was improved so much with better hearing. Call me today at 1-800-804-3361 for a free hearing test at Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca. That's 1-800-804-3361, where Dr. Amy Swain wants everyone to hear better.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Have you talked to your teen about marijuana lately? Maybe you should. Regular marijuana use can sap a teen's motivation to learn. Users do not live up to their potential and drop out of positive activities. Marijuana affects memory and learning and stays in your system for weeks. Marijuana also affects judgment and perception. Reaction time when driving is reduced by 41% after smoking 1 joint and 63% after smoking 2, affecting the safety of your teen and other drivers on the road. You need to talk to your teen about the effects of marijuana use. It's not just a harmless high. For more information, please contact the Steele County Safe and Drug-Free Coalition.
Hi, this is Dr. Amy Swain, and I want What if everywhere you went, people would turn their backs on you? What if the job you relied upon no longer relied on you? What if the people you counted on thought you no longer counted? How would you turn things around? United Way of Steele County envisions a community where no one looks away from a person in need, where helping one person helps us all.
I give to the United Way because together we can make a difference to so many in our community.
United Way programs create opportunities for community members to live their lives fully, regardless of age or ability.
The biggest thing I can think of is how very grateful I am to be blessed with their help so that I can remain here in this home that I have. I love it out in the country. She helps me with my reading. And I don't mean novels, I mean the business that I have to do. And so sometimes it is so complicated and I can't read it like as I used to. She comes and stays with me sometimes and takes me downtown and takes me to my tax person, and she does all sorts of things for me. Like it would be if my children were close. And then I can talk to her when I'm down and have a question about something. I can trust her to see where I'm at and give me a good answer. They really mean it. They have a heart, and it comes through. And I miss my family, I miss my husband, and it's so nice to have people like that. They are just a blessing, absolutely a blessing, and I thank God for them constantly. And I think of all the people that are even worse than I am in need. And it's just such a wonderful thing to have the help.
I first contacted AD in 2010 when our son Nathan was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder as a resource and a place to go, not knowing where to go after the diagnosis. And AD, Lori, running with AD, was very quick to put some resources in place for Nathan and for my family. One being the local autism support group that meets once a month on the fourth Tuesday of every month, and then the other being Sib Shop that my 2 other boys participate in. It's an outlet for them to be able to go and learn about children with disabilities, to be with their peers that also have siblings with disabilities. Yes, definitely. It's given them some tools to be more patient and kind and caring. They definitely have more understanding for what he might be going through. And again, they'll take the time to talk things out with him. So it provides us with the support that you need with dealing with a child with disabilities, as well as educating us on different topics and areas where we can better parent our child. And I think the biggest thing is just the community, the support of being able to talk with someone and share whether we're having a rough time or rejoice and be thankful for the good times. Emotionally, it lightens the load a little bit. It makes me realize that there are other people going through the same thing that I'm going through. When I'm having a rough day, I can count on one of my fellow moms from group telling me to hang in there and that it'll be okay. I don't think Nathan would be where he is at today, nor would we as parents if we didn't have the resources that ADD provides for us. Thank you for your past support and your generosity. Thank you for making programs available to people like me and helping your local community and the children that have special needs to become who they need to be successful in our community. And we appreciate your support and your past support and your future support.
I advocate for United Way because I care about the people in our community and want to be part of making a difference.
United Way turns needs into opportunities, heartbreak into hope, and dependence into independence through programs like Steele County Transitional Housing.
Back in 2008, I ended up going through a divorce, and I was a mother of 5 kids and married for 13 years. The hardest thing for me was to have to transition out of our home that we were stable in. I was working 2 jobs as a single parent and was trying to figure out how to budget, how to manage things with my children. The fact that transitional housing came in the picture, it just, again, the title serves its purpose. It does give that transition, and the housing in itself is where your heart's at, and that is where my heart was to transition a better life, better stability for my family. I definitely did not want to fail my children. Even though the marriage had dissolved, I didn't want to fail them. So I never wanted them to know that we were going to be homeless or ever going to suffer through any poverty. I always held my head up and always show the stronger side of me. I'm a certified nurse assistant that I went back to school for, and then I was going to go straight for nursing. But I seen my strongest strength throughout my second year in college, this is my 3rd year, was that I love working with people. I just want to say thank you for the people who have given their time and their hearts to donate funding to the United Way, because it has made a huge impact in my life and has made a world of difference for my family to be able to provide and shelter them and be where we're at again today. I love their logo of where it has that big palm of the hand, and the people standing in it, because yes, it does fall in the palm of their hands, definitely to be able to lift us up and get us where we need to be.
I volunteer with our United Way because I want to be the change I see in people.
The loss of a job, the end of a marriage, or an unexpected crisis can leave people suddenly unable to meet their basic needs. United Way is there to help our neighbors get back on their feet through programs like the Steele County Food Shelf.
I used to work blonde eye drugs for 22 years, and I ended up getting laid off in the year 2003. And I ended up right here at the food shelf that I don't know. That was the first time that I got laid off in my life, and I don't know what I was gonna do. So, like I said, I went to talk to friends, and they sent me over here. So that was a really good thing that I did here for me, and that's the reason that I like to tell everybody that support the food shelf, and because you never know when you're gonna end up right here and when you're gonna need it. United Way is one of the best organizations in the whole United States. It is really a good partnership with us, and I will appreciate it and tell everybody to help in any way you can, because there's a lot of people in need. I'd like to say thank you to every single one, every little single thing, no matter how much it is. It really helped the community, it really helped the families, and live together, be stronger.
Your contribution to United Way stays right here in Steele County, helping out in a crisis, meeting healthcare needs, strengthening families, creating opportunities for seniors and our disabled neighbors to live full lives, and preparing our children for the future. More than any single person or any one group can on its own. Together, we can accomplish so much more when we live united.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jake with Napa Auto Parts.
Napa has the know-how for all your automotive needs.
Napa is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
United Way of Steele County is all about a safety net in times of crisis,
a strong, safe, healthy community,
advancing the common good,
supporting all people in times of need.
Families have financial stability and independence,
improving the health of community members.
Please join us and all Jostens employees by giving generously, advocating for a better quality of life, and volunteering your time to a partner agency. We all win when we
live united.
We are back. We hope you enjoyed the United Way video, very informative. We do have some announcements we'd like to pass along. Starting with coming up this weekend, there's going to be events going on. There is plenty for all, and that is, of course, the Tri-Am Graphics Open House, where you can pick up your calendar. Everyone likes the Tri-Am calendar, and that's going to be held tomorrow on Saturday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. You're out and about there, head on out to the Owatonna Hospital because they're going to be holding their Holiday Bazaar. Now, going on today is their Books Are Fun sale by the Hospital Auxiliary as well. But tomorrow, lots of fun events going on. 5 o'clock today for the book sale, and tomorrow 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. And then don't forget the Homestead Hospice House is having a beer tasting. I almost said wine. It's a beer tasting event coming up tonight from 6:30 until 9 at the Holiday Inn and Suites. Proceeds, of course, go to benefit the Homestead Hospice House Patient Care Fund. Their pizza will be available to go along with your beer if you don't want to do it on an empty stomach. And it's co-sponsored by Cashwise Liquor and Holiday Inn. Tickets are $10 in advance and $15 at the door. Again, that is tonight. We want to thank you for joining us for this week. Come back on Monday. Shelley will be your host when we're going to be checking in with United Way. And Tanya Paley is going to be along with the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition. Until then, I hope you have a great weekend. For Leanne Alt, I'm Betty Johnson. Thank you for joining us.